In today's tutorial, let's learn how to do this very simple baby crochet blanket, and this is for beginners and beyond. Welcome back to the Crochet Crowd as well as yarnspirations.com. I'm your host Mikey. Today we're going to work on a very simple baby blanket. For those that are new to crochet, this is a perfect Afghan for you to try for the very first time. I'm going to break down the steps nice and easy for you. And for those that are experienced, this is a very easy project if you have a baby shower or something coming up when it comes to a little child. So without further ado, let me tell you a little bit more about the yarn and then we're going to get started. So here are two brands of yarn. One's called Bernat Blanket, the other one's called Bernat Baby Blanket. What is the difference between the two? The only difference is marketing. So for example, Bernat Blanket here is more geared to home decor. It's more solid colors, more adult in nature, where the Bernat Baby Blanket here has colors that you would see typically in baby Afghans, baby colors, nursery rooms, even colors that are more geared for kids. So you can actually mix and match. What you will know and what you should know is that there's no two colors the same. So for example, the Bernat Blanket, there's no colors that are in this line that are also in this line. So you can look in between the two and actually kind of mix and match. So if you're looking for a vintage white, you'll look for this one. You're looking for pure white, you're gonna look for this one. So you just mix and match and it's a lot more easy. You can do anything that you want to with these particular tutorials that I'm about to teach you today, and it's just a lot of fun. So in today's tutorial we are going to be using the Bernat Baby Blanket because it has the light blue line in it. Also has pure white, so that's also in this line. So you can mix and match any of the projects that we're doing today. So if you like a color that's in this line instead, you know, the world is your oyster. You can go ahead and do that. We're gonna be using a size N 10mm crochet hook today, and let's get started. So let's get started. You'll need a 10mm size N crochet hook today. This is a boy. It has a comfort grip on it. I really like this. If you're looking for hooks, comfort grips are the way to go. Let's start with our Bernat Blanket yarn and create a slip knot. To create a slip knot, if you're new to crochet, you're gonna create like a pointing finger, and you're gonna take the yarn and wrap it around your finger twice, and you're gonna grip. Okay, so let me show that again. So take the yarn, wrap it around your finger twice, and grip. Now this is the back of your hand forward. Okay, back forward. You're gonna take the back one here, move it up over the forward but not over your finger completely, and take the new back one and come up and over. And we have the slower tutorials on how to do all these processes here on YouTube if you need that. So that's your slip knot. So let's just pull this a little bit tighter onto the hook. Now this whole pattern consists on multiples of 2, so you can do any size that you wish, and the pattern's asking you to do 74 chains, but you can do any size. Just make sure that if you change the size of your starting chain, you will change the amount of yarn that you will need. What that calculation is, I'm not really sure. So that's something that you're gonna have to play with if you're gonna mess with the size. So let's begin. Remember, the one on the hook never counts as one, and let's just if you're gonna do the pattern exactly, just chain 74, but if you're gonna alter, just chain in sets of 2. So 1 and 2 and 1 and 2, and keep that going. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. So if you keep them in sets of 1 and 2, you'll never have any accidents because it'll line up perfectly each and every time. So let's go on with row number 1. So we want to go second chain from the hook, so just turn it. This is chain number 1 and this is chain number 2. Turn it around and get the back hump of the chain. Okay, so just turn around, get the back hump, and just insert in, and we're going to single crochet. You're gonna follow it by a chain 1, and then you're gonna come back to the chain, skip the next chain available, and go to the second one over and single crochet. And that's all we're gonna do for this whole line. Okay, single crochet, then you're going to chain 1, skip the next one, and go the second one over and another single crochet. So we're creating the gap spaces that we're going to need. Now you'll notice that there's a gap in the final pictures if you saw it online. This is what that gapping is right here. So chain 1 and then skip the next one, go to the second over. So if you got your 74, it's gonna take you a little bit of time to get there, but it's not a big deal. So chain 1, skip the next one, go to the second one over, skip the next one, and then you'll go into the very last one. So because you did it multiples of 2, you won't have any screw ups of not getting to that very last stitch properly. So what you're gonna have now is you're gonna have these gapping spaces, and let's move on to row number 2. So let's turn our work and continue on with row number 2. So row number 2, we're going to play within these gapping spaces that you have found here, and this is what causes it to make it look like it's interlocking with each other. So to do the very first one, okay, we're going to chain 1 first, and we're going to single crochet into the first one, okay, right on top, and we're going to single crochet right into the next chain 1 space. Okay, so rows 2 and 3 are the repeat pattern, so there's 2 different rows to follow. Once you get that done, chain 1, skip the next single crochet and go right to the next chain 1 space and single crochet. So then chain 1, go right to the next chain 1 space and single crochet. Chain 1, skip and go to the next chain 1 space. Okay, chain 1, okay, single crochet. This is the last one here before you hit the end, so single crochet into the last chain 1 space, and then you're going to single crochet into the final single crochet. So in row number 2, whenever you're repeating it, you're gonna have 2 stitches, single crochet, sitting side by side, and the rest of them will have a chain 1 space in between, and it'll make sense in row number 3. So let's turn our work and go to row number 3. So this is the second part, so rows 2 and 3 keep repeating for this whole thing. So you're going to chain 1 first and single crochet into the first single crochet. So you're always gonna do that. So what changes on this row here is that you have a next one is a single crochet, and here's your chain 1 space. So you're going to chain 1 first and then go into the next chain 1 space. Okay, so what you're looking at here is that the first one always starts off and you have like a space, and then this one is solid, and then you're creating a space again. Okay, so this is how it's gonna repeat. So once you get that done, chain 1 and then single crochet into the next chain 1 space. Single crochet, single, or sorry, that was chain 1, single crochet into the next chain 1 space, chain 1, single crochet in the next chain 1 space, and then chain 1, and this time skip over to the second single crochet. See, there's 2 in a row, and that completes that. So I'm gonna turn the work and show you how to start row number 2 once again. So just turn your work, chain up 1 to begin, single crochet into the top of the first one. So you're always gonna do that. So this time there's a chain 1 space ready for you, and then you keep moving down the road. So because it's right there, you're gonna go a single crochet into it first, then chain 1, and then keep going across. A single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, chain 1. Okay, and this time I just made a mistake. So the very last one here is that you single crochet into the final chain 1 space and then single crochet into the final. So let's turn our work and review number 3 again. So this time, okay, we chain up 1, single crochet into the first one. So you look in the row below, there's a single crochet there first, so you have to chain 1 first and then go into the next space for single crochet. Okay, do you get that? So every other row we're just start how we start changes. So chain 1, and I'm gonna finish this line because that's all you have to do. You just have to use up your 2 balls of your main color. In my case it's baby blue. When you get to the end, chain 1 and go to the final single crochet. And I'm gonna fasten off at this point, and then I'm going to show you how to do the border that is on this particular afghan. For tutorial reasons I don't want to fasten this off because I don't want to waste my yarn because I'm gonna use it for another tutorial. So I'm going to just grab my next color, which will be white, and I'm gonna create a slip knot. And all I'm just gonna do is right where I finished off the last one, and I'm not finishing off that one just because I don't want to waste my yarn, is that I'm gonna insert into the very corner, and I'm gonna work myself down an edge. So not back across, but down one edge. Just take the yarn and fasten on, chain 1, and do 3 single crochets into the same spot. So 1, 2, and 3. So whenever you turn a corner you always need to put 3 single crochets into the same corner. So because you've been doing single crochet, all you have to just do is just go down the edge and do 1 single crochet into the end of each one of the rows that you did, and it will work out perfectly each and every time. and it will go really quickly because you're using big fat yarn. So once you're down at the next corner, it's going to be 3 single crochets into that same spot. So the 3 allows it to make the 90-degree turn that you need for your afghans. So along the bottom here, what you have to do is that you're gonna go into a chain 1 space first, and then you're going to go into the bottom of that stitch there. Okay, you see what I'm saying by the bottom? So the next one's in a chain 1 space, and the next one's in the bottom. Okay, and you just keep doing that all the way around. So what are you gonna do in the corners? If you said 3 single crochets and then work yourself up the other side, and then your next corner 3 single crochets and work yourself back, that's all you need to do for this particular afghan. So it's just one time around and you'll have a perfect afghan each and every time. So that's how you do this simple baby blanket. It really is truly simple. Till next time, I'm Mikey on behalf of the Crochet Crowd as well as yarnspirations.com. I'll see you. Bye bye.